Hello, I'm Adam Watts, designer of No Honor Among Thieves, here to talk to you about how to play. This first how to play video has to do with setting up the game. The first thing you do when setting up the game is establish the player's motivation. Deal each player 3 hidden agenda cards and tell them to pick 2. So, for example, I just dealt myself the Dirty Dealer, the Restrained, the Long Game. I try and pick 2 that work well together, or that I think I'll be able to accomplish. These hidden agendas each give you additional coins at the end of the game. So, for example, the Restrained, gain 2 coins for every Moment of Truth card still in your hand at the end of the game. Or, say, the Invisible Crew, get 2 coins for every character with stealth in your crew. These shape the way that you play and make sure that you don't ever really know who's winning at any given time until the very end of the game, because you don't know what their hidden motivations are. If someone goes on a heist with you and you don't know why, it's probably because they're getting something from it that you don't know about, something for their hidden agendas. Now, once everybody has their motivations, their hidden agendas, you set up the objective stack. There's one mat that contains the jail and the graveyard. It has one side that's normal and one side that says no honor. Set it on the normal side for now. The jail and graveyard mat goes in the center of the play area. Now, there are 3 types of objectives. There are stage 1 objectives, which are green and have a 1 on the back. Stage 2 objectives are yellow and have a 2 on the back. And there are stage 3 objectives, which are purple and have a 3 on the back. There are 3 stage 3 objectives and a whole bunch of stage 2 objectives and stage 1 objectives. For any specific game, for any one game, you want to have 3 of each in the stack. So, how you achieve this, you shuffle them up a bit, and then you take objectives out until you're left with 3. In this case of the set that comes with all of the Kickstarter promos, you take out 2 stage 1 objectives, and a whole bunch, 5 stage 2 objectives. And so this right here is going to be the stack of objectives for this game. You put the stage 3 objectives on the bottom, the stage 1 objectives on top, with the stage 2 objectives in the middle. Now, once you have your objective stack, you take 2 off the top, 2 stage 1 objectives, and lay them out here. So we have the Master Goldsmith and the Wealthy Merchant. Then, see these slots here, these card slots with the green and the gold border? You take a defense card and put 1 into each of those slots. So the Wealthy Merchant is defended by alert guards and the militia. The Master Goldsmith has a vault, cheap locks, and the Inquisitor. Now, some defense cards have something in the corner, a little coin icon. For example, the vault has that 2 right there. That means you add an additional 2 coins onto this objective when the vault is placed on it. Now, there are some cards that can take defenses off of objectives later on, where if a heist crew gets past that defense but doesn't complete the whole objective, that defense might get taken away. Those coins still stay there. So once you've got everything laid out, put on coins equal to the reward on the objective. The Master Goldsmith is normally 8 plus 2 from the vault, so that's a total of 10. The Wealthy Merchant gives you 6. Now once that's set up, once people have their motivations and know the lay of the land, we do the character draft. Each player starts with 5 coins, with which they use to get their starting characters. Now, you lay out 2 cards per player. So let's say we have 3 players. You would lay out 6 character cards. Starting with whoever has already stolen the dice, and has thus proven to be the most thiefly person at the table. Each player goes around clockwise and drafts a character card. At the end of going around, when it would go back to the first person who chose, instead it goes back the other way. So in a 3-player game, you have the first player draft 1, second player draft 1, third one draft 2, second player draft 1, and then first player draft 1 to end it. On the first go around, you have to pay the recruitment cost for the character. That's this number in the upper right-hand corner, with the coins that you were given to start with. On the second go around, you don't have to do that. You get a character for free. Once everyone has recruited their starting characters and is left with however many coins they have left, you gear up. Each player is dealt a hand of 5 scheme cards. Now you can't show other people what is in your hand. You can tell them, but you can't ever show them so they don't ever have definite proof. You're dealt 5 scheme cards at the start of the game. Your hand limit is 7. So one of the first decisions that every player gets to make is, do I go and get more scheme cards, or do I work with what's in my hand right now? Once everything else has happened and set up, the jail needs to be populated. Some characters start the game already imprisoned. Take 3 character cards from the top of the deck and put them in the jail. Then, once you've put 3 characters in jail, take 5 characters from the top of the deck and create a recruitment pool. This is the array of characters that players can hire from during the game. If the character pool or the recruitment pool is ever less than 5, add another character into it from the top of the deck. So, quick summary of where you should be at the end of setup. Each player should have 2 characters in front of them, a different amount of money depending on what they spent to recruit those characters, 5 scheme cards, 2 hidden agendas. In the middle of the table should be 2 objective mats with defense cards in front of them and various rewards for achieving a heist against them. Should also be the jail and graveyard mat on the honorable side, not the side labeled no honor, with 3 characters in jail. There should be 5 characters in the recruitment pool. All decks should be shuffled, defense, character, treasure, scheme, and the objective deck stack should be set up with 1 remaining stage 1 objective on top, because of the 3 we've laid 2 out already. 3 stage 2 objectives underneath that, and 3 stage 3 objectives underneath that. Now, if you want a longer or shorter game, you can adjust the number of objective mats in the stack to change how many times you're going to have to go on a heist to finish the game. If you have more players, I would not suggest reducing it much beyond this, because that means that less people are going to have a chance to go on a heist. If you have fewer players and you want a shorter game, feel free to reduce the number of heists in the stack to modify the length to your group, to what you have time for. I've generally found that the thing that has the most effect on the length of the game is how much people screw with each other when they're going on heists, and how vicious the backstabbing and feuding is. The number of heists does not matter as much as how long each of them takes. And that's setup. Once you've got that done, you should be ready to play the game. The first person who chose a character is also the first person to go in the game. They start, take their turn, take 3 actions, which we will talk about in the next video.